To all the saints who from their labors rest. Actually, I wanted to sing the entire song here today on All Saints Day. Joe Kersey here, YouTubers, on All Saints Day, the 1st of November 2016 at 1700 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Next week, that will be 1600 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Because mercifully, we're returning to actual time and this daylight savings nonsense. Now I'm reading next Sunday, which is, they'll call that All Saints Sunday. Now, whether they're going to use the readings for All Saints Day or the readings for proper 27, we'll find out on the day. But I've printed off both, so I'm loaded for bear and prepared. So, all right. The highway people were spraying straw. I hope they were spraying grass seed in with that straw, but they were spraying straw early part of the afternoon, and it was like the dust and things and shavelings were flying everywhere. Even over our trees and on the front porch and what passes for the front porch. And, down the end of the driveway. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I've become certainly very cognizant of the fact that as when I drive up Powell Road, west on Powell Road, the new Powell Road, it's you actually there's a very large change in elevation from the Worthington Road up to where Powell Road used to be, and as a result, we have quite this little sort of bastion, this little hill, in my residual land that they've left me with. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Dickheads. It's nice to have the income off the money, though. So, should be more. I mean, they should have paid me, half again as much as they paid me, but anyway. Since I really wanted to sing to all the saints here, interestingly, I appear on a Google search for To All the Saints from something I did in 2013, and I didn't bother to look at it again. So I don't know what that is, but out there for all to see. I have a bit of a sad news to report. Well, hell, not a bit of sad news. A great, bad news to report. And oh, dear God, oh, please, please, please don't let this befall upon Paul or me. Please don't let it befall Paul or me. Paul's had, 2 naps. He's having the second nap today, right now. The earlier nap was around 11. Nap was around 11. You can't really go by total count because anymore now, because as you get farther and farther into this thing where you're drinking heavily, the effect happens far earlier and with far less, drug, if you will, alcohol. So over a 10-hour period, yeah, 10-hour period, because he was up at 11, and this is around, he said, he's had 14 beers. Now, you have to understand he had the first 9 or 10 in the first 2.5 hours. But he used to do that a lot, and without much of a side effect. But this is the classic effect of somebody who's reaching into the line on using their drug of choice, beer, whatever, alcohol. Yeah, it's a drug, but I don't buy into the whole rhetoric of these people that say, it's a drug. It's not as dangerous as just don't drink to the point of ruining yourself. Anyway, so he wanted to take this nap, and then I heard him sort of, scrambling around in the bathroom there, and I thought, I don't know, how did he fall down? He couldn't tell. So I hollered in, I said, are you okay? You want me to help you? Is there anything I can do? He said, yeah. I said okay. I went in, and he'd slipped in his own piss, He was taking a leak, and he missed. Well, guys miss. I mean, that's not a big deal. But slipping and falling down in it is, well, I mean, sometimes that happens too. Yeah. But generally, you're able to get up when it happens, and he wasn't able to get up. And so I tried to help him up. And I'll tell you, he's lost a lot of weight. I mean, he's considerably thinner than when I first met him, but although he says he's fat, he's not fat, I still think he's hot if he were, behaved himself, cleaned himself up. But that's neither here nor there. So I helped him up, and then I wiped up some of the stuff, and he wiped up some of the stuff. Well, he says he had wiped, and he actually had it wiped up. I don't know how he had managed to do that while he was lying on the floor, but he managed to have done some of that. And I said to him, I said, you understand, that when you're in your new apartment, this happens in your new apartment. I'm not going to be there, and I'm not going to come rescue you. And well, no, I didn't say it. No. Let's say I want to be honest. I said, I'm not going to take you back in. I said, when this happens, when you get into your new place, I'm not going to take you back in. That's what I said. He said, yeah, I understand. I said, okay, just so long as you understand. I'd hate to see this guy out down by the side of the river, lolling about in a sleeping bag with, Well, he doesn't like wine. He likes beer and stuff. So I mean, it's hard to be a homeless drunk on beer. I mean, really, it's either whiskey or it's whiskey or wine, and the wine, But I mean, I don't. He's not a liquor drinker, so I don't know how he's going to maintain his habit once he gets out of here. I'm not trying to be sarcastic here. I mean, I hope the guy does well. I mean, because Lord, that pretty much took the fizz off singing for all the saints today. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Well, it's still, November 2nd will still be the Triduum, All Hallows Eve and All Saints Day and All Souls Day. And I wish that gnat or whatever is crawling around my screen would go away. That's okay. It's sad, it could have been fine. It could have been fine. With very little effort, it could have been fine for both of us. But it didn't work out. Sometimes it takes a long time to figure out it doesn't work out. So there we are. So on that note, I may say I'm going to leave you with the promise of singing for all the saints tomorrow, even though it's on All Souls Day tomorrow. So I'll say bye-bye, YouTubers.